Look at that mug. Look at that mug. So as a non-Jewish guy, you hear about this concept of bar mitzvahs, and you really have no idea what it's all about. Which my wife tells me regularly, I have no idea what it's really all about. But it's honestly, it's a wonderful ritual, and I was feeling, at the beginning of approaching this thing, that we would all be relaxed, because always big occasions have no stress in our household. It's always very relaxed, everybody's calm, there's no family tension. But one of the things about this D&D thing here today is that it is a chance to reflect and look back as David comes of age. And, at a first point, it gives you a chance to look back. And I think most of the people in this room know David had a very dramatic beginning. So David, born under 2 pounds, less than 2 pounds of butter. Yeah. And it was quite a start, but right off the bat, he became quite a happy baby. He was a happy baby, and childhood at times was bordering on spectacular. And despite being a preemie, he's a pretty strong kid, and he liked to tell us that. But when you have a preemie, the docs in the audience will tell you, don't read the internet. Preemies, bad stats everywhere you look. So of course, what do? You read the internet. And one of the things that happens when you look out there, you sort of look at what preemies have done in this world, and you see amazing people like Sir Isaac Newton, Mark Twain, Charles Darwin, Winston Churchill, and for the dents in the crew, this is the Yusuf Karsh photo that Dad used to always talk about. And you got Einstein over there for the science side of it, although Einstein at times had his element of being a little bit bizarre. But when you get into the modern world, what does this mean today, and what are preemies today? And there are some phenomenal examples of people that are really well known in society, like real winners who were preemies. Now, does anybody see a resemblance between David and Charlie Sheen? So listen, we know David's not like Charlie. David is a responsible kid. And you always have the debate about, is it genetics, is it environment? And I really think that most of the success around David was truly about good parenting. So I think right from the start, Natalie and I tried to instill some values in David. And most of you know Nat's very focused on food. Nidham's are very focused on manners. So right from the beginning, it was all about food and manners. And what we really wanted to make sure was that David didn't fall into the bad habits and addictions of their parents. But what really brought it home for David, I think, was our sense of discipline, and we were sometimes unorthodox about it, but it was very effective. But David was a hard ass, and at certain times we actually had to bring the brothers into the mix to keep David in line. So in both the Dent and the Nidham's world, there's a strong work ethic. So right from the beginning, it was important for David to get to work. So at the beginning, mopping floors, painting the walls. He was a carpenter. My dad made him work in the garden, at a very young age. But he was generally pretty good at it. And sometimes we got a little ahead of ourselves, and there were a few accidents. But in general terms, we thought the work ethic was important. We pushed him hard. And at times he lay down on the job, but in general terms, I think we mostly brought it through. Yeah, soccer. So back to the bar mitzvah. The bar mitzvah, what a concept. Okay, so many of you know David, and David is not shy. He has many, many opinions. So David started giving us bar mitzvah ideas around 1 year old. He was up there and he said, you know what? I want a dance party, and I'm going to start practicing now. Oh, we lost our sound. I don't know if we lost sound there or what we can do anything about that. We're going to have a few troubles later if that doesn't work. We'll try one more. And this dancing thing went on for quite some time. And I kept practicing. Well, there we go.
Shake it, man.
Yeah, and with David and dancing, it wasn't just a baby thing. It went on for quite some time. Party every day. That's the way we roll. So one of the things that's amazing really about David is a phenomenal sense of family as a community. And as it starts off with, as Sam said, you know, really we've had a really great existence as a blended family. Sam, Joey, and David have always gotten along really well, and that's being a blessing. And the family community doesn't stop there. So from his youngest age, David's been taking trips to Florida. Mommy and Papi are here, and not, you know, the community there, Rich and Lori and Annabelle and Julia, and the cousins, and Florida's been a huge part of David's life. On the Dent side of the Queen, you saw a picture of my dad earlier. Grammy and David, lots and lots of time together, some great times. And probably the highlight of the Dent clans was our annual Cousin Fest that went on for so many years, where David had a very special place, mostly because he was the youngest. So the kids had a great time, and when a push came to shove, David always seemed to come out on top. So the other thing about David is great friends, and there are a lot of great old friends in this room. What we really use for, and try to get them to give them money for it, you know, for either a greater good one way or the other. But David's real passion and what he's always wanted to do is to be a sportscaster. Okay, so you're a parent, you hear you want to be a sportscaster. There's 4 jobs in the country. Is this a good idea? So at some level I thought, I gotta go down, I'm gonna go down to Sportsnet and find out what the real deal is on being a sportscaster.
David, Nick Kiprios here, the voice of hockey from Sportsnet. I hear you want to be a sportscaster. I don't think it's a good idea. Think about it. Long hours, bad pay, sweaty men, locker rooms, smelly. You don't want to do that. Why don't you be a doctor or a lawyer? Make your mom proud.
Hey, who are you? Get out of my chair.
Hi, Nick. Sorry.
Who's that imposter? David, the real Nick Kiprios here. How you doing, pal? Listen, don't believe him, okay? Being a sportscaster is the best thing. You get to do and say whatever you want. Bob McCown right now, he's going to get me lunch. Doug McLean, cleaning my car. That's the way you do it. Come in here, be who you are. Go for it, pal. I'll see you at Sportsnet one day.
So here's the man of the hour, and I'm going to bring up Nat in a minute, but in general, you know, we're hugely proud of David, and we're absolutely thrilled people have come from far away to be here. We're proud of David as a person, we're proud of his achievements, and we have lots and lots to look forward to of years in teenagehood. So with that, I'm going to bring up Natalie. I think we